Welcome back to my YouTube channel again. Today we are continuing on with the Vintage Reeds. I have a version 1, episode 1 ready, which has Van Doorn, Buffet, Lelandas, and Selmer Paris reeds, where I found out why I never liked playing my Selmer Paris reeds as we looked at the cut of those. We're looking at today, this time, is Chiron Vibrator reeds, Sharpine reeds, Rico Royal, some LaVoz, a couple of generations of Hemkes, and Sony Symmetric cut reeds. I had the box somewhere, but I don't know what happened to the boxes. So as the first episode, we looked at the vein types, whether it's thick or thin, the button, how symmetrical it was cut, and the shoulders, and how it was cut looking through the light table. So we'll see what we have this time with these type of reeds. I haven't ever looked at them before this way, other than actually using a flashlight when I adjust my own reeds. It's usually just Van Doorn or Hemke or Michelle or reeds. Anyways, go see that video too, the reeds number 1 episode. That was fun. And we're going to learn more right now. Bingo, here we go. More reeds now. Okay. Let's start with the Chiron Vibrators. These are really interesting reeds. I have a couple right here in the sleeves. You notice, see these slots cut in here? I have a theory for this. And I believe it's because when it's on the mouthpiece, using a regular ligature, 2-screw ligature, on the bottom it pinches, and these slots allow the reed not to be pinched and binding with the ligature. Of course, if it catches a groove or such, it's going to bind it, and that would make it lay flatter on the table. Because that's one thing with other ligatures that I've noticed is when we ran our tests before, is that if the mouthpiece, the ligature, can bind the reed in different ways. And I have an episode about that, a YouTube video about that. If you look on for ligatures, you'll see examples of how different ligatures may pinch or cradle or hold the reed differently. I believe these slots in here were really designed for standard 2-screw, lower 2-screw ligatures, where the reed's on here and the ligatures screws are on the bottom, and a lot of them can pinch the reed incorrectly. That's my concept on it. Either that or it's aliens, who knows. Anyways, if you notice, the butt of the reed is actually cut and curved, not just straight cut across. I have no idea why they did that, maybe just for show. But let's look and see what the facing is like for these. This one is kind of off cut a bit. We'll look at a clarinet reed. This is looks like a 2, 3.5. We'll look at a 3.5. That's the most common one for most mouthpieces. One thing I've noticed off the bat is the slots are inconsistent. And I don't know, looking at this, there's inconsistencies. The left edge is a lot taller than the right edge. So the shoulders are different heights. Kind of hard to tell with it being grooved like this. But definitely smaller on this side than is that side. And if we notice also here, this cut to the reed facing, this starts here and comes up and ends up on this side. So look, it's low here and it's high up here. So really inconsistent so far. Look at another one. This one's more consistent, but we see the cut here down this way. This reed, once again, is high on the left side, lower on the right side. And let's look at a saxophone reed. Well, this one's really, look at the cut here. High up here, low over there. And this is lower cut here, and the shoulder's higher cut there. So somewhat inconsistent there. Let's put in the light table next. Put the saxophone one on, it's a little bit bigger. What we have here, it's pretty good. Middle spine of this goes up to here. It curves up from the bottom left up here, back down here. That's a really good cut. It's a little bit heavier on this right side. And you got lighter tip up there. That's actually a pretty good cut for a reed. Not bad. I'm gonna throw a clarinet one up there real quickly. I like these veins. These veins are really consistent and flat throughout the entire reed structure. It's really nice seeing that. You don't see it very often. I think we'll see it on the Hemkes too, in the Michel Lorries. Once again, it's a really good cut. Starts here, curves up, comes back down here, a little thinner up near the tip. That's another good reed cut. I like that. Wow, I should try these. So they're just kind of sit in boxes, do nothing. Try this one. Heavier, darker veins. The cut looks pretty consistent with the other ones. You can see the cut on top up here, kind of curves up to do the tip. Then from here, starts down lower up here, back down this way. That's pretty good. We'll, probably in the next episode, I'm going to bring up the Van Doren page to show you different reed cuts they do with their reeds, because they have so many brands now. So these vibrator reeds actually are cut really good, at least in those few that are tested there. See the different boxes that we have here: 25 reeds B flat tenor, vibrator reeds Chiron. So don't scrape your reed, save money, and work. Save money and worky, it looks like. That's kind of funny. Artist choice, proven quality, 10 different strengths. 1, 1/2, 2, 2.5, 3, 3.5, 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5. Yeah, everyone uses 5.5. There's no 6? Really? What if there's any literature on the inside? Let's take a quick look. No literature. Paper in here. Take a look at this one real quickly. This looks fairly good. I don't know what reed strength this is. 3.5. Good tip. The sides could be a little bit softer, but it moves up through the spine, back down. Looks like a good cut for that. Wow, this is a thick cut here. It looks consistent there, but kind of hard to see with all the grooves on it. But pretty cool looking reeds. I should do this as a novelty that could charge $8 a reed, you know? This is a 3 and alto sax reed. That's the spine is a little bit lower in the middle. Down the middle is a little bit not as thick as I would like it, but it's not bad. It probably plays pretty well. It's probably a little bit easier to play. Nice set of reeds. I don't remember actually looking at these Sharpines. Oh yeah, I remember these. I know exactly why they cut the holes in these. Martians did that. Oh, you probably thought I actually had a real answer, huh? But every one of these reeds is just drilled right here. What does that do? Well, that softens the spine right here. And of course, the spine still continues on, but the spine is now separate from the rest of the reed. And it just changes. It's still stiff, but it's not as stiff. And it really depends upon your embouchure at this point. If you pinch your reed at all, it's going to be a little bit more flexible because it's missing some strength right there. If you play it as it normally would near the break, near the neutral zone, you still have a little bit of an impact. Anyways, oh, look at this one. See that? This side over here, how low it is compared to this one. In the middle of this reed is actually right about here. A little bit offset. See that? Let's take a look on the light. Well, this is the cut is fairly straight across. It's fairly straight across. You have a little bit of curvature in the light table I can see. Down here, this curve comes up here, up a little bit, and then back down. So it's not very strong in the middle of the reed in the spline area, but good veins. It's probably a nice playing reed. Look, you can see right through that hole right there. So light coming through that hole. Interesting. I wonder if you cut the hole all the way through, how it would respond then. Oh, then you'll probably have an air leak. You'd have an air leak. That would be funny. That would be really funny. I wonder if that creates an air leak from that too. Let's grab another one real quickly. So 2. Yeah, same type of cut. You can actually see this comes down and comes up a bit and comes back down. So that's a good cut. I like that. I should actually try some of these sometime. Oh, no wonder. Oh. That's alto sax. This is tenor. Holy cow. 25 reeds. Look at these. One big long run of them. Amazing. Just take a look at one of these real quickly. The cut looks off center. No, I guess it's on center though. Wow, this is a thick one. A little bit thinner on the shoulder over here than over here. But wow. The reed cut is consistent with the other ones. Thin up front in an arc and then cut thin down here, going up to the middle, down to the sides. So fairly consistent. I would say these are fairly consistent, just like the, what were they, vibrator reeds. I should try one of these sometime. Put this back in here. Another box of tenors. Wow. Chiron Symmetrical cuts. I had a box for this somewhere. I don't know what happened to the box. I found this laying inside the bigger box. Anyways, let's see how symmetric it is. Well, not very symmetric from this point of view. This side is thin compared to this side, which is being thick. Middle of the reed is actually right about right here. So hopefully they cut it symmetrical. It's a little bit off. You got thin tip up here, and this is lighter shade coming up here, wide around here, and then down here on the edge a little bit. Not really symmetrical right there. Let's grab another one since they're all out. This one, the shoulder on this side is really thin. This one's really thick. Middle is about the right. Once again, light on the top. That's good. More light on this side than this side, so it kind of goes up in a. The spine is thicker, wider in this area. Grab another one, might as well. This one, yeah, this one's fairly consistent left to right. Middle's about right. Cut, as you can see, kind of goes up and back down. That's a fairly good cut, I guess. Considering just sitting here. look at Rico Royal 4s. I think these are probably mine. Of course, there's 3s in here and 3.5s. This is 3.5 now. So you look back here, we can see back the left side is a little bit taller than the right side, not by much. Take a look at this on the light table. That's a fairly good consistent read. You know, Rico Royals are pretty good considering how much you paid for them back then. That's a 3.5. We'll grab a 3. Ooh, this is a thick one in the middle. This shoulder's a little bit lower than this one. Fairly consistent read though. Nose probably off a little bit. Not bad. You can see it's a little bit light. Oh, some darker veins here on the left-hand side. Kind of throws it off a bit, but it looks different me looking at it directly than on the light table where the camera's kind of brightening the spot a bit. It looks fairly consistent left to right. Spine is a little bit darker. Not cut up as high as Van Doren's would be. Let's grab another 3.5. This one's off shape a bit. You can see there, thin on that side, bigger on that side. Fairly good consistent cut. We can see the spine doesn't go hard very up as much, as more, it doesn't bounce up and come down. It's kind of curved across, as you see there. So pretty good for Rico Royal. That vintage at least. Let's pull out these Rico Royals. Are these Rico Royals? No, this is a different brand. Sticking in here. Roy J. Meyer signature 3s. Hey, I can sign up for a free magazine. Essential from Phil Woods, David Sanborn, or Michael Brecker. Wow. Did I get a backstage pass or something? 25% off the newsstand price of something, $12.95 for 6 issues in all. Gotta do that. Let's take a look at these. Roy J. Myers. Oh, this is thin shoulder on this side, thick on this side. That double layer of reed grasping things. You can see it's not a French cut. Really light up there, thick up here, spine kind of moves up. It's kind of, I don't want to say consistent, it's there though. Grab another one, that one's broken. Oh, look at that one. A little bit taller on the right side than left side. Fairly thick and tall. Oh, this looks like we have discoloration of the veins here. They're really getting dark. You got a dark streak here and dark streak there. Kind of throws everything off on the light table. Let's grab another one. That's a Rico. Once again, we can see here, left side is a little bit thin compared to the right. And it's really not a bad cut. It's a little bit light, a little bit wider thinness here than it is over here. Looks fairly consistent. The veins are fairly small and consistent there. That's J. Meyer reeds. I'm pretty sure I have a box of those elsewhere too. I remember seeing that name. Let me check. Boston LaVoz. Hey, look at this. LaVoz Reed Guard. For sale at music stores everywhere. What does it say? Reed Guard rear conditioner. Conditions, retains form or shape of reeds as originally designed and cut. Most sanding, clipping, and shaving eliminated through proper usage. Constant use of reed guard will break in and soon set reeds to player satisfaction. But it's made of aluminum. Why would it break in? It doesn't make any sense. Clarinet, sax, 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 sax. LaVoz Corporation. Of course, one of mine says the previous corporation. Oh, that's where I saw the Meyer from. I think what they sold the reed guards before LaVoz bought them. Interesting. You've seen these before? LaVoz hard. Oh yeah. Yeah, very consistent left to right. Looks fairly consistent here. Maybe a little bit higher up here, but doesn't have the big darker spine on it, just more consistent arcs on the cut. Oh, look at that. Left, right, fairly consistent. Cut once again is what you see. Arcs going across, no big thicker spine. I think this is one to grab. Not a bad cut on that either. Once again, you got a couple arcs going across, fairly consistent cut. And that's what we have. Let's take a look at some Hemke reeds. Alto sax 2.5. Right shoulder is a little bit less than left shoulder. Fairly consistent arcs once again. Spline goes up a little bit to the side. Not bad. I actually use Hemke reeds a lot. Let's check the this is probably newer. Yeah, this is Rico, so they're newer as Rico. All right. Mr. Hemke, did I hope you watched my Salmer Mark 6 and Mark 7 videos. I think I mentioned Hemke was one of the people with really big hands that kind of helped design the 7. Anyways, fairly consistent. Nicely cut reeds, not a thick, deeper spine going up. So probably an easy playable reed. That's why I enjoy playing these things all the time. Just kind of start playing them, they're fine. Get ones that are too soft though, they get buzzy and waterlogged. Oh, look how thick that is. Holy cow, it's at least even. Same thing here. A little bit of a spine going up, lighter on the sides, spine in the middle. The veins are really good, very, very consistent. And that's what I like to see. If you notice, these veins go straight from here down here. That tells you how the cane is cut straight this way and not at some weird angle. So that's why I look at that. What is little things you learn over time? Well, these are older versions, or this is a premium version. And this is a 4. Who in the right mind buys 4s in their kids, you know? I remember I was trying to play with a harder and harder reed. And my teacher told me to stop doing that. Both clarinet and saxophone. I can't open this thing. Just send your donations to how do you open this thing. So you can make a mechanical robot to open these reed cases. We got it. Pour the champagne. All right. Oh, icky. So much for the premium. Right side is not very tall compared to the left. I guess the veins are okay. They're somewhat getting browned. Kind of good cut on that. Light here. You got going up the spline there, coming back down. So it seems to be an okay cut, though it's probably who knows how many decades old. Manufactured by LaVoz. Oh, there's a year mark on this at all. I don't see a year mark anywhere. Forgot. LaVoz. Regard. That's much prefer regard. Well, I think we went through everything that's sitting up here right now. We'll have another one because I have still a whole bunch of them to go through. But as you notice, we went through the Sharpines with the holes in the middle. And the vibrators are really interesting, as you can see right here. These are really actually good cut reeds too. I should try them sometime. Anyways, I want to thank you once again for listening to my ramblings. More that we learn about reeds, isn't it? Sharpines with the holes drilled by aliens and the vibrators. Anyways, thank you for listening to my ramblings. Any questions, comments, put it down below. Don't forget to give a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and share. You gotta love the knowledge, gotta love life, gotta love clarinets and saxophones and all the reeds that go with it. Don't you? Where the vibrators go? There they are. Interesting reeds. Stuff that you've never known about. All these grooves in here. So we'll see you next time, the next episode.